Hey everybody, this is Jack Allo with another money episode. Today we are walking through an Excel spreadsheet, one that you can create to enhance your personal finance organization. We are making a personal income statement. You'll be able to plan out your budget and then track your revenue and expenses, and you can have some fun comparing it to plan. And let's get your finances in order. So let's get to it. On one of my prior videos, I walked through the income statement of the rental business. And so we have revenues up here and expenses down here. And we basically want to create something like this for our personal lives. So if I was starting one from scratch, this will be something that can be iterative and we can keep adding on. But let's think about categories that we need. Revenue. Let's think revenue side and then expense side. So on revenue, let's put our day job. Let's do interest coming in from, and you can do anything you want on this. Let's say, I don't know, Craigslist, flips, Upwork, revenue. Okay, it gives you an idea of possible, I mean, it could be any sort of thing. Revenue, like book sales, song sales, dividends. Okay, so expenses, we got housing's the big one, food. Actually, we could break this down into groceries. So I think this will help us. And then how about restaurants slash like eating out? I'll do another coffee shops. So groceries, restaurants. So how about, so for car, we have, if you have a car payment, you could put car payment. I'm gonna just put maintenance, car maintenance, and then gas. Actually, and I'll put, for housing, I'll put like utilities. Now let's do a fun category, the fun money. What else do you spend money on? Charity, always good to give. So you get the idea at least. So actually, we can make a list. Let's just do this. Let's paste this over here. Now you'll be able to add to this list, but here's a list of possible items. And this will help us organize, and I'm gonna even color this. Expense tracker, let's call it. So basically on this sheet, this will be a ledger of the items. So let's do it just month. Let's just, so month, category. So that'll be what we just listed in the prior spread. Note. So simple. Actually, and then let's do one other thing. Let's do plan or actual. Okay. So let's say So let's see, this is our plan. So this is a trick you can do where we go to format, and we basically want this to be a drop down. Let me make sure I can find it though. Okay, so under data, there is this button called data validation. And we basically want to allow a list, and here, let's go to here, and let's go like this. And then we will get a drop down of all those items. Cool. So and we're just putting the first of the month, because when we do our, you'll see in a second basically, but I think this is probably the easiest way to do it, just corresponding to the month. So okay, so let's say our day job, we're projecting the same amount every month. Let's say $4,000. It's our net take-home pay. Let's do plan here. Okay, so let's now go set up. So if we take this, we're gonna make these align. If you go Alt E S V and then E, it'll transpose it. That's kind of a cool trick. We want to make these dates. Okay. And then we're going to have these categories. So these are the revenue items. We're going to equal the sum. These are expenses. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments on any of these functions or organization. So let's say on the plan side, okay, so now let's see here. So now what we want to do is we want to do a sum. It's actually let's write plan here. So this is kind of a cool function, but this is sum ifs. So we are summing this column, the amount column. We're summing that. Okay, and then we're going to go on the category. And we want that to be equal to this column, or this row, I should say. So actually, if you go function and then F4, see how this changes to these dollar signs? That's a reference symbol. And we basically, when we drag this down, we want to stay each row, but we want to keep this A column. So we go like that. But I didn't finish it because I need just January. So we need criteria. So now we need this. We go to here. Oh, sorry, this is wrong. Get the fumble along with me, I guess. And then here we want to keep this first row. And then the last thing, we want to make sure that it's the plan, our plan. These are our plan numbers. So like this would be like what we're setting up at the beginning of the year. So what did I do wrong here? Okay. I thought this automatically. Let's say we're just starting out. Let's say our interest payments each month we get like, let's say 30 bucks. It's our other little passive income we have. So now we got Craigslist flips, say plan. So we plan to do 100 bucks worth of Craigslist flips a month. And then let's say try to make an extra, let's say $300 on Upwork. Okay, so this is our revenue side, our plan. Okay, so now housing. And if you want to know how, if you just pull down, do a Control-C, and then Control-V, that's all you have to do. And then some shortcuts, if you do Alt down arrow on that, you can go down. Pull that down. Okay, let's say our housing is, well, let's say our rent's like $10.50 a month. Say we really like to go out to eat. So our groceries are a little expensive. Say we plan, say $5.50 on groceries. And $5.50 on restaurants. Keep it simple. Coffee shops. Coffee shops. Now, when I actually did this on my own coffee shops, I ended up spending so much in coffee shops, I actually ended up like cutting that out entirely. But let's say $50 a month. Gotta live a little bit. So we got car maintenance. Let's just plan on $150 a month. It's gonna include depreciation of the car too. So how much is that a year? Yeah. This at least gives you the framework. Makes you feel like I haven't been driving that much. But gas, let's say $60 a month. Utilities are a killer. Let's say $100. Actually, no, it should be probably more. Just a hypothetical example. What we're doing right now. Okay. Fund money. Let's say $150 a month. Because it's always good to give. Let's say $30 a month. Okay, so we go to our plan. We basically want to figure out how much we'll be able to save given these amounts. So, and obviously you can add, I mean, this is oversimplifying, but you get the idea of the category. So let's say, let's see here. Thing that you can do, it's pretty cool if you go to data, if you wanted to shift this or sort this by a different way. Let's sort by month. Let's go oldest to newest. So now we have it by date. And then what you could do is you could copy this whole thing. All was at 156 items. Now shift this to actual. So let's say the first now let's construct this on the actual sheet. Just do that. Now the cool thing about this, because we had set this up, you know what? But here, you know what you can do? If you do Control H, find plan and replace it with actual. Voila. So now if, let's see here, if we were to get rid of everything, see now the actuals are blank and we can fill it in as we go through time. So let's say for January, let's copy these amounts down just to give us a framework, but let's say our interest was actually 40. Our Craigslist flips came to 75. Upwork, we only made 250. Housing, we ended up spending 500 on groceries, 450 on restaurants, 100 on coffee shops, 0 on 70, let's say, utilities, fund money, charity. Okay, so we go through here, we see we were planning on saving or being able to save 1710, and we actually were able to save 1885. Now, if we wanted to do another sheet, let's see here, let's call this differences, actual minus plan. So we're going to look at the differences from the actual to plan, and they're this, since it's the same format, we got the same cells. We can just do this, formulas. And here you'd be able to see that, okay, so if this is showing actual minus plan, if we're negative, that means our actual is below what we planned, and that's showing as a shortfall. But on the expense side, it's good. So we're actually net positive. So we plan on getting 4,430. We only got 4,365, but our plan was we were going to spend 2,720, and we only spent 2,480. So we are left with more, 175 more than planned. And you could basically just go through and fill this out each month, and pretty soon you'd fill out this whole chart, and you'd be able to look and see how well you're staying within your budget, how much you're being able to save. And let's take a look here. If I were to just this. So you can see if we did that every month, I mean, that's not going to happen because each month you're going to have different stuff. But basically, you could fill this in line by line. What you could also do is, after every day, let's say here, say if you wanted to fill it in more frequently, you could just go, you spend $100 on groceries that day. I mean, it's still going to be in January, but you could make a note like, Lidl, 1/5/2023, Aldi, 12/23. Put the actual amounts, and then if you go to the actual, like right now, we would have spent 210. You can see how it's 210. and you can keep adding entries, more granular entries, not just the top of the whole category. And it'll sum it for you. And this might be better for the people that like being more granular and like seeing the line items. So yeah, maybe you have the grocery thing each week. You go crazy and you spend a lot there, but you get the idea. But basically this will help you see how you're doing, if you need to hone in your spending at all, or honestly think about trying to make more money, because you can cut down your expenses a lot, but you're not really limited in how much you can make. So hopefully this helps some of you. And if you're interested in this, I can provide this to people to help you track your expenses. If you found this at all helpful, I greatly appreciate a like and subscribe so you can get more great content, and I will be motivated to keep making videos like this. Hopefully you can use this framework to help you track your expenses and plan, and maybe in the next video I'll show another spreadsheet that can help you track your net worth or your personal balance sheet. So with that, I will talk to you later. Bye.